Welcome in, everybody. Monday stream. Happy Monday to you all. Hopefully your weekends were fabulous. First order of business. Welcome in, everybody that's already here. You've got a job to do. By the way, let me know in the chat. It's scorching today, as in it is a warm one. I've barricaded myself into my little streaming bunker, which only makes things even warmer. Blinds are down. Windows are closed. We've got a little fan whirring away in the background. Let me know. Is that a little bit disruptive? Can you hear it? My microphone says it's picking it up. Tell me whether it's too noisy and we'll turn it off and sweat it out. Otherwise, well, it's just going to keep me nice and cool this afternoon because we've got a lot to get through. We've made a little bit of progress in our save. We've not played huge amounts, but we're halfway through the transfer window. In fact, the window shuts in about 7 days' time. Everybody is chasing our players. We've done a little bit of business ourselves, not all of it orchestrated by yours truly, by the way. The board already had a player that they decided to sign before we joined. And they spent a lot of money on them. And they're 31 years old. And I'm not very happy about it. We're going to show you them in a moment. We've also signed somebody. We've also signed somebody else on a pre-contract. They're going to be coming in the summer, and I'm so excited about them. I cannot wait to show you who they are. I think they're going to be really, really good for us, regardless of what division we're in, because we are still undefeated since we took over at Vallecano. In fact, we're roaring our way up the league. We're going to bring you a couple more league games today, as well as the culmination of transfer deadline day. We might even dip our toes in the transfer market with your help, and we've got a Copa del Rey last 16 game against Athletic Club from Bilbao to look forward to. That is going to be an absolute beating. But we're going to enjoy it on camera anyway. Isaac Lockett, hola amigo, first in today. Brian Black's with us from a long weekend away, watching the Proclaimers in Kelso. Goodness me, well done Isaac on getting the 500 miles in there as well. Sean Paul, bonjour mon ami, good to see you in here. Si Maggio, absolute hero of the stream. Welcome into you. It is indeed a scorching one. Si, not a million miles away from me. I bet he's feeling the heat as well. Isaac saying, can't hear anything. It's probably because I was just gassing on there, really. You couldn't hear anything over me blabbering. Lee Smith, can't hear it, but wouldn't mind if you sweat it out. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Well, we'll try and keep the fan on. You know, someone is from somewhere that doesn't get hot when they use a fan to keep cool. Hello, that is me. We're not big on air conditioning in this part of the world. It's probably not even that warm. I'm looking to see whether my computer has like a little temperature on it. I don't think it does. It's probably mid-20s. But honestly, the way that UK accommodation is built to retain heat for the winter months, it's warm. It really is warm. Si, you can't call your kids noisy little fans. No, kids are back at school today. Half term's over. It's just me and Mrs. Llama in the house, and she is downstairs working. Thoughtsy is in. Buongiorno, Thoughtsy. Good to see you. Simon Thornley. Simon, I haven't had time yet because I've been working all morning. I've been tutoring up until a few minutes ago. But I saw you've Discord messaged me. Which is normally exciting. I've not had a chance to read it yet, but it's normally very exciting when you message me. So I will look forward to that after the stream. Thoughtsy, we need the French shutters. The blinds are down. The windows are closed. The village that I live in decided to have a 4-day bikers Harley Davidson music festival over the weekend. And I think they're packing up and going home today. So it's just Harley Davidsons racing up and down where I live, which is fabulous. The village loved that. Greeno, you've got a little desk, have you, Greeno? Like a borrower? No, I haven't read it all. You've got a little desk fan going, but also just had a cup of Bovril. That's like part Marmite, part glue, isn't it? So that kind of balances it out. Sigh, wait, half term is over. Yeah, mine work differently in different parts of the country, but my kids had half term last week. So yeah, they're back at school. Or no, maybe they were back at school last. No, they were back at school last week as well. Well done, Si. Well done, Si. You've got me. So my kids being off for the weekend, it felt like a week. Simon, less exciting than usual. I don't believe that for 1 minute. Talis is with us. Welcome in. Si, it's the humidity. There we go. It's the humidity. A UK winter feels worse than somewhere like Sweden because of how... Si, that sounds like science. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Lee Smith, if you have a window in your room, get one of those portable ones with a hose out the back. It will cool your room very quickly. I tell you what, Lee, if I could open my windows at the moment without Hell's Angels screeching past the house, I would do it. I'm going to look into that. So kind of like a little portable aircon unit. Sounds very nice. Question of the day is best type of duck. I'm going in early, Thoughtsy, with crispy. You let me know if you think otherwise. Should we get into some Football Manager? I realise it's early. We're only 10 minutes into the stream, but I'm feeling Football Manager-y today. So let's get into it. Look at us. In fact, let's get the league table up in full so you can see it. Bearing in mind, 17th when we took over, I think. Where did we join? There we go. 17th when we took over. We are now up to the lofty heights of 4th. We're a point behind Racing Santander, who I think we could be playing first up today. We are indeed. We've got Racing Santander, so it's going to be 3rd against 4th. First game in today's stream. And then let's do some maths. So we're 6 behind Sporting Gijon. And we are a whopping, 7 behind Malaga. But considering where we were when we joined... Things are going frightfully well. I'm almost afraid to show you the form. I'm not going to show you the form. What do we got? Thoughts is going ruddy duck. Rich, here to avoid office work. Aren't we all, Rich? You are in good company. Welcome in, Rich. Feel free to let us know in the chat where you're from in the world and who you support. Don't sit on the sidelines, get involved, because this lot will talk all afternoon otherwise. Mr. Truth is in. Big fan of Daffy. Thoughtsy, wait. You changed clubs. Indeed. We've gone from Red Star Paris to Rayo Vallecano. And rather than battling relegation, which we thought we would be when we arrived, we are up near the top, chasing a place in. Whisper it quietly, Thoughtsy. Whisper it quietly. La Liga, as in where the big clubs are. Talis. Hope the new kits look nice. Well, I don't know, Talis. Should we? Could we? Dare we treat ourselves? Here they are. We've had a good look at them in 3D as well. I've played a couple of games off stream. Look at those young rascals looking absolutely resplendent in all their glory. Big thank you to Talis for that. Thoughtsy, did you get stacked? Behave yourself, young man. How very dare you indeed. Size back in the rubber ducks. Isaac. Rory Byrne being out first ball of the 2021 Ashes was quite an impressive duck. It's a cricket-based pun, and we are absolutely here for it, Isaac. GB, good afternoon to you, GB. Hope it is good in your part of the world. Thoughtsy, top tier. Well, do you know what? When we arrived, we thought it was a season of consolidation, avoid relegation, build over the summer, go hard next season. I tell you what, we're not giving up on promotion this year, by the way. We've still got plenty of games left. This is going to be, a 42-game campaign. We're only halfway through the season. We're 7 points off top. Now, look. We know that FM is a fickle mistress at best when it comes to form. But I tell you what, we went 8 games without conceding a goal before conceding in the last 2 consecutive games. But since we arrived, we bounced in for this Albacete game. 3-2, 3-2 in our first 2 games. Then we went 8 games without conceding a goal, including beating Levante in the Copa del Rey, San Lequeno in the Copa del Rey, and most recently La Palmas in La Copa del Rey. So we have been looking good, making great progress in the cups. We've got that big, hopefully money spinning game against Athletic Club to come. Big games against Santander and Valladolid in today's stream as well. If we can keep the good times rolling, you never know, there is the sneakiest of chances we could be putting pressure on Gijon by the end of today's stream. Very, very exciting. Got No Game is with us. We are all doing incredibly well this Monday. Hoping the temperatures have been kind to you over there on the Emerald Isles. Talis is saying you think the badge works on the front. I was never a protester to the badge on the shoulder. I have to say, I know others raised eyebrows, and it's now become more prominent on the front of the shirt. I think they both work absolutely fabulously. As long as we've got that red sash, we are good to go. Okay, it's such an awful... What do you mean it's such an awful logo? You think FN Girl did one that was better? This is what, 100 odd years of history here, JM. Can't just criticise a logo. It's got what looks like a hammer and a fork and some greenery and a little flash, which I assume is a Rio. What more do you want? Not entirely sure. Simon Thornley wants to have a look at the form table. I'm going to say we've got to be pretty close to it. How do we look at it? I hear you cry. Is it not going to be in stats? Is it going to be in like in the team there? Oh, here we go. Look, top of the table. Girona are in good form, and Sporting Gijon, who are in second, are also in good form. But we're doing all right. We are doing okay. Daryl Clark joining to give a quick like. Shall catch up later after work. Daryl, you are an absolute marvel. Welcome in. Goodbye again. Thank you for stopping by just to say hello. It's always my favourite thing when people just drop in just to say they can't be here. It's the height of politeness, and I absolutely love it. Rich, dialing in from Dumfries, are you? Queen of the South fan. Just won back-to-back SPLs with them in FM23. Congratulations to you. How are Queen of the South doing in real life then? Are they in the championship? What a great team to support. What a great part of the world to live as well. Soccer Scenarios, welcome in. Soccer Scenarios, are we holidaying now? Is it, are we poolside in North Carolina? Derek just joined. What's the lineup looking like? Shall we get to that, Derek? Shall we get to that? Let's show you who we're thinking we're going to put out today. In fact, don't look at this. This is not who we're going to put out today. This is who's just played Las Palmas in the Cup, and we rotated a little bit. So let's get our first team back in. Fagan Walcott signed. Got him in 5 months to go on a 6-month deal. He's been absolutely average so far. So we're probably not going to extend his stay beyond the 6 months, but he's giving us a little bit of valuable cover. We've got two very decently performing centre-backs in Slovakian Adam Aubert, who's attracting the attention of a couple of what I'm assuming are Serie B clubs. We've got a youngster that we produced ourselves, not so young anymore, Victor Sierra, one of our call signs. He's going to be in the team. We've got a player who's a little bit upset. Now brace yourself. In fact, we might not even start him today because he's causing trouble. Boubacar Ndiaye wants to go to Southampton. They're not interested anymore. But Southampton came in with a bid of about £300,000. We dismissed that out of sight. Threw his toys out the pram. Southampton came back again. So we said, all right, couple of mil up front, couple of mil after appearances, percentage sell-ons, loan him back for 18 months. He's yours. They could not run away fast enough. Poor old Boubacar. He's not happy. Decent player. One I'll probably keep, to be honest. But we won't start him today. Instead, we will play Davide Gentile An Italian fullback who's been out injured for a while, but he's on his way back. Our right back is going to be Alvaro Nunez, 31 years old. Probably going to look to shift him out at the end of the season, I think. Physicals are already hinting that they are on the decline. So I think we'll be shopping for a new fullback in the summer. Domenech, by the way, don't be fooled by the faces. I've started to get so fed up with the new gen faces that I'm thinking we're going to be at Vallecano for a few seasons. I've started adding in some new gen faces because I can't bear to look at the eyebrows on them any longer. We're going to move Domenech. Are we? No, we're not. We're going to leave Domenech at the base of the midfield today. We are going to go hunting for our Norwegian because you've got to have a Norwegian in any good side. Christopher Askildsen, 31 years old. There was a little bit of interest in him earlier on in the window, and he looks like he's on the decline at the age of 31 as well. So, I don't know. We'll wait for offers at the end of the season, but for this season, he's pretty essential. Here is 18-year-old Guillermo. I've only been at Vallecano for a few short weeks. He's already like a son to me. I just love the way he trains. 18 years old, only just turned 18 as well, just at the start of January. I think we could have a player here. I do think we could have a player. Thoughtsy, only 9 likes. Oh my goodness, you're kidding, Thoughtsy. Is that a thing? What are these savages doing? 9 likes? Bear with me. I'm up to 11 on my screen now, Thoughtsy. 11. Good Lord. And we've had 40 people through the door already. I just, honestly, I don't know what the world is coming to, Thoughtsy. Don't know. I mean, it's free to drop a like. Absolutely free. Tailor-made gaming. Oyo. God, you went a little Welsh there. You live in Wales, don't you, Spencer? Oyo, everyone. How are we all? Strong. Spencer, hope you are well. Have we brought Sir Harvey Nibbs to Spain yet? We have not. Sir Harvey, last I checked, was in Coventry. Why am I typing in Sir Coventry? Why am I typing in Sir anything? He's not called Sir Harvey Nibbs, is he? Where are you, Nibster? Yeah, still at Cov. How's he doing at Cov? 4 sub appearances and a goal, averaging a 7.30. That's standard for the Nibster. But I think the embers of his career are now just beginning to fade, aren't they? I'm not sure he has a season in Spain in him. It's not like me to say that. Soccer Scenarios is in holiday mode. No kids, just cleaning up, organising, and then you officially break to late July. Beautiful time to be alive. What do you make of what happened to Edinburgh City, Rich? What happened to Edinburgh City, Rich? Tell us. Isaac, tell us. What's been going on in Edinburgh? Anyway, we're busy getting our team together. I've been playing Guillermo, by the way, as one of our number 10s. I think he could play very well as the playmaker. But I've just shifted him into central midfield the last couple of games, just to make a little bit of room for Augustil, who is very old, and remarkably, people are thinking about giving him a contract at the end of the season. But he plays very, very well for us, so we're going to persist with him. This, by the way, here we go. This is what the board had set up before I arrived. 4.3 million squidlets, potentially, on Niels Fröhling from Fortuna Dusseldorf, who's 31 years old, is going to be 32 before the end of the season. They've thrown £32,500 a week at this young man. He's a slow winger who can't cross or pass. And I ask you, I mean, really, I ask you, what was the previous manager thinking? Spending so much money on this. The only thing he's got going for him is he started out at a club called Boo FF, who are not playable. If they were, there's my FM24 season. That's my save strike. They play at the Boo Valen. what I wouldn't give to manage Boo, but they don't look playable. If there's any Swedes out there, let us know what level Boo are at. I'd be there in a shot. So the board have gone out and absolutely ruined our finances. We've got less than 2 million up for grabs. I've not spent any of my 5 million yet, by the way. And Nils Furling is now on the roster. I mean, we might start him today because Kevin has always got a poorly knee. So he's in the team today. And where's our star striker? Francisco Javier. We've given Vera a face. But have we not given Francisco? Oh, I've not given Francisco Javier a face yet. I mean, this offends me. We'll have to give him one after this stream. Well, in fact, do you know what? We could do this live, couldn't we? We could do this live. Okay. We're going to go hunting for the face of Francisco Javier. Simon Thornley, a 4-star striker. Who is a 4-star striker? Nils Furling? Or Francisco Javier? No, he's not a 4-star striker. Is Vera? No. Who's the 4-star striker, Simon? He's a handsome Swede. That's what he's got going for him. I mean, he is. He's got a strong beard game. Tanjung, a new striker. Not one that I've bought in. Not one that I've bought in. The board signed him. They had his deal set up before we arrived at the club. So don't worry. Vera's still here. Vera's now grown a face. Not training well, old Vera. And we still got Francisco Javier. Anyway, bear with me. So let's go into these folders here. And let's go. Okay, let's drag this over. Apologies. Some of these are going to be hidden behind my head. We're going to go looking for, hold on a second. We're looking for a Francisco Javier. So we're looking for a little bit of stubble and some kind of mousy-ish hair. Okay. Little bit of stubble. Mousy-ish. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of stubble and mousy-ish hair. We might have a player. By the way, this is my backup pack of faces for offensive new gens. Little bit of stubble and I tell you what, that could be our man there. He's got the stubble game. Maybe his hair's a little dark. We persist. Oh, there we go. Stubble and hair. Okay, so let's just move that over here. We'll make a little copy of that for after the stream. There we go. We'll get our little Javier into the game by the end of this stream. So Simon, coaches think Fröhling is. Do they now? Do they really? Finishing of 11, good composure, reasonable off the ball, pace of 12. Well, the coaches can think what they like. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just offended by how much money we spent on somebody so old, really. Soccer scenarios, right. Lower league Swedish database coming for FM24. Bring on the boo. Bring on the boo. Punish Vera for his poor training. That's not very good, is it? He's down to a 6.85. He was at a 7.20 last week. Tell you what, there's attention to detail to know people's training ratios off the top of your head. Numantia are looking for a bit of a loan deal for him. He's only 21. Maybe needs a bit of mentoring. But this, I think, is going to be our lineup for today. It's going to be our strongest lineup, apart from we'd ideally like Kevin to be in the side, but he's struggling with a knock. And we'd probably want Boubacar in the side, but I'm struggling to like him, given his recent attitude. So I think we'll go with this. And we're going to be taking on a Racing Santander side who looks like they've just gone out of the Cup to Villarreal. They've lost to Las Palmas, who we've just beaten in the Cup. And then they've beaten Ibiza, I'm assuming, in the Copa del Rey again. And they've beaten Betis's B team. So they're on a reasonable run. Reasonable. They don't tend to draw a lot of games, do they? And their 2 defeats recently, well, one's to Villarreal, who I'm assuming are doing reasonably, 9th in the top tier. And they've had a narrow defeat to Las Palmas. It's not going to be an easy game, this one, by any stretch. What are you up to here, Isaac? What are you up to? You're bad. It is Edinburgh United. Basically, the league made an administration error about the team playing an ineligible player. And it's led to them getting relegated. Shocking stuff. Is that right? Oh, sorry. Here's me getting ready for the game. And we got a couple of days to play. Okay. Let me show you what else we've got coming in. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the ego has landed. So excited am I about this pre-contract player that we've signed. From Tottenham, no less. I've already given him a face, so we don't have to look at the absolute monstrosity that was his new gen face. This is Ego Marino. 6'6", natural fitness 17, jumping reach 17, balance 16. Look at the off the ball movement for a striker. Look at how hard he's going to work for the team as a front man. Incredibly aggressive, decent finisher, decent composure. He's joining us in the summer. I reckon La Liga, or the league we're in right now, he is going to be absolutely magnificent. Let's have a look at his journey. A Basque player must be, come through Athletic Club. Did a little bit of loan stuff in the low leagues in Spain, and then Spurs snuffled him for the best part of £11 million. Been out online at QPR, by the way. 12 in 33 in League One. Okay, that doesn't fill you with confidence. Been on loan at Almeria in La Liga this season. Not played a single game. That doesn't fill you with confidence either. But Ego Marino looks to me like the kind of player I could get a tune out of. 6'6", jumping reach of 17. 24 years old, so he's probably just about tapping out on his big improvements. I reckon we could tickle his strength up a touch. You know, I'd like to improve his passing a little bit, maybe, as a forward. Off the ball of 16, though, excites me. I think we're probably playing him as a poacher, but he's going to be a really hard-working poacher. I love that teamwork of 17. I'm excited. Jablord think, well, that is praise indeed, Jablord. Potential to be the next Bosk. I don't know whether we throw around compliments like that this early, but Ego Marino, I think, looks good. As a target man, well, you'd look at him and naturally think a target man. I know you would. But in my system, I think that off-the-ball movement means that he can play on the shoulder as a poacher and just be a poacher that's going to be amazing if the ball comes into the box from the fullbacks. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited. We've looked to try and get a couple of more players in there as well. How did you get the new gen player faces? Derek. Where are my new gen player faces? So, Derek, a few months ago, I did a video for the manager's seat about this this face pack that I've made. It's got like about 1,000, maybe not quite that many, maybe 750 faces in there from US college sports. Not your big sports, like not like football or anything, but it's like track and field, tennis, golf, cross-country running, things like that. And I've painstakingly made 750,000 images. Not 750,000, that would be painstaking. 750 images that I've removed the backgrounds of. And I've put them into a little pack that If you go to the Manager's Seat Discord, links down below in the description, join the Discord and head to downloads. You can download the pack yourself, and it's just a matter of just adding a line of code into your config file for your faces if you have them, and it will replace those faces for you. I'll show you how easy it is. We'll do it with Francisco Javier if you like. So if we go to preferences, say that we want to show his unique ID so that we can find out what his unique number is. If we find our little player face that we wanted, okay, so we'll get our little player, and I'm going to go and put him in my game, and I'm going to show you how we do it. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of it off screen, all right, but don't worry, I'll show you all the important bits. So here we go. Let's hope that this is going to do him justice. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to drag this over onto my screen. So I have made this little folder inside Documents, Sports Interactive, FM23, Graphics, Faces, and I've made a little folder called Viacano. You could call your own little folder anything that you want. And I've got all these images in there that I've already added in, and you can see they've all got these little numbers on them, which is the player's unique IDs. If we do the same for Francisco Javier, he is, and just check with me that I get this number correct here, he's 200 2230 768 768. So there we go. I'm changing the name of his picture to his unique ID number. And then I'm going to go on my little config file. I'm going to open it with a notepad. I'm just going to drag it over onto my other screen. I'm going to copy a line of this text here. And if I press enter and tab in a couple of times, I'm just going to paste it in there. And oh, sorry, those are both disappeared. Let's get them back up on screen. If I just copy his number, go back into my little config file and paste his number in there, hopefully this should turn him from looking like a little bit of a new gen gargoyle into looking like a rather fine striker. So we'll save that, minimize them down there. We'll go back up to preferences. No need for that anymore. We will clear the cache, reload the skin, and this is where we will find out that I typed in his unique ID wrong, and he won't sign it. He won't show up in game. We'll see. We'll see. But that's how you do it, Derek. That's the way you do it. So if you go into the Manager's Seat Discord, into the download section, you'll have to scroll up a little bit because I did this a few months ago. In fact, probably even easier than that might be to go on the Manager's Seat YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. And search the video, which is my new gen face pack video. Be pretty obvious from the thumbnail which one it is because it's got new gen faces all over it. And I think there's a direct link to where you can download the pack from. So whenever you get, oh, it's worked. There you go. So whenever you get players through, like a little 20-year-old new gen here, and you're not really keen on the new gen faces, hello, there he is. Francisco Javier now has perhaps a little bit more of a realistic aura about him. So hopefully, Derek, that explained all. If that went a little bit quick for you, basically the video is me explaining how to do it, so it's there for you if you ever want it. Look who joins.
Afternoon, everybody.
Pokesy has gone full Shaun Ryder with his happy Mondays. Welcome in, Pokesy. Now I know it's a work day for you, Pokesy, so what's the deal here then? Are we? We're just having a little bit of an afternoon break, are we? Joshua Brown's with us as well.
Afternoon, everybody.
Always a pleasure to see JB with us. Samuel, super handy. Well, I tell you what, it's there if you ever need it. Derek, there you go. Give it a go. Distinctly average. Hello, Craig. Welcome in. Kyle. By the way, Kyle, that video was pretty much, well, or another video I did for the manager's seat. That was pretty much done at your request, I think, wasn't it, Kyle? So I run the game on a PC, but I mean, adding graphics and all that shenanigans, exactly the same on a laptop. I think it's going to be slightly different on Mac, and I'll be brutally honest, I've never played FM on a Mac, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how it would work on a Mac, but it would be similar, I'd assume. I think the folders would just have a slightly different location. By the way, this was a glass of ice when I bought it up. Never mind. JB, the formation looks like a primary school foam javelin. This is a formation that's undefeated since we arrived, young man. Primary school foam. Yes, it does. I tell you what's effective, though. Oh, here we go, Craig. Thank you very much. Directly structure is similar on Mac. Fabulous. So, yeah, just be a question of finding where your Football Manager game files are on the Mac and then following a similar process. I'm making a bit of an assumption there that Macs also use config files. I assume that they do. Pokesy, you've started this day well. You're doing some work on YouTube and you got distracted on that. What work are you doing on YouTube for your employer, or are you doing like a little bit of Pokes channel grooming there? By the way, we were in the market for some more players. I want to show you who they are. There is a cheeky little Chilean who I am very keen on getting in, but he is not quite so keen on chatting with me. I'm having a look at Diego Diaz. I like the look of Diego Diaz. By the way, we'd new gen face him straight away because look at the state of these eyebrows. 19 years old. If I remember rightly, he's already got 4 caps for Chile. 5 caps now. 5 caps for Chile. And I think in one of our 2 number 10 slots, he could be an absolute rapscallion. Bearing in mind, we've got at least 4 years of good development on him. Physically already wonderful. Balance and agility, you wouldn't need to get any better. Maybe the strength, we just try and pump that up a little bit. If we could get the passing and the vision up by, say, 1 or 2, just looking beautiful. Off the ball as an attacking midfielder looks great. He can finish, he's composed. I would dearly like to get Diego Diaz in as a signing. We had a bid agreed, which was like probably 2 million up front, 2 million with add-ons. And we got the offer accepted, and he didn't want to discuss terms unless we were in La Liga. But we've risen up the league a little bit now, so I don't know whether it might be worth just going and having another little nibble before deadline day. I don't know what you lot think. Pokesy, oh no, sorry, work for your employer. Oh, work for your employer, Pokes. Joshua Brandt's not a bad thing. You missed the times when sports days were your biggest issues. Those were great times. Kyle, you shocked you remember. That's the one thing about me, Kyle. I have an incredibly good memory. It's a blessing and it's a curse. One of my only talents in life, Kyle, is that I can guess the intros to songs within 2 seconds. If I've heard that song, I can probably tell you what song it is by hearing 2 seconds of the intro, which is a very useless skill. If I could monetize it, I would be dangerous. Tanjung likes Diaz. Tanjung, I'm 100% with you. And at the age of 19, and I mean, only recently turned 19, I reckon you could probably imagine him with 2, maybe 3 attributes on most of these. Imagine him with pace of 17, acceleration of 14, strength of 12, finishing of 14, off the ball of 16, passing of 15. He's going to be an absolute colossus, isn't he? Now, look, we don't have a lot of money in the club because they went and signed that Fröhling. but we still got money in the transfer budget. And I think a player like Diaz may well be worth it. So, do you know what, Cotno Game? You're absolutely right. You Bet is absolutely the only. Basically, if it's 90s, if I've heard the song, there's a good chance I will get it within a second. If it's 90s Britpop or indie, Greeno will know. Greeno will know. I'm pretty much going to get it within maybe 1 or 2 notes. This is like a little insight into what a fabulous weekend we have in the Llama household. This is what we spent an hour doing last night. Mrs. Llama was on Spotify, just hitting play, stopping it after a second, and seeing whether I could tell her the song. Not a very productive way to spend your time, but amusing. Craig, there's a config XML file on Mac as well, so the process should be the same. So Mac users, dig in, have a go. Greeno, last time you saw eyebrows like that was on the young checkout girl in Weymouth Home Bargains. She obviously thought they looked good. She was very, very wrong. Did you just say you have a good memory, sir? Border Adventures. I have a good... Yeah, I don't really remember Border Adventures very well. If they bring back You Bet with Matthew Kelly, I will go on it and show you. I'm going to put in a bid for Diego Diaz. So this is what we had accepted last time as a hefty old bid. So potential of it being just shy of 5 million. Let's see if they will accept. They won't. Behave yourselves. I tell you what, we're paying a king's ransom for him, but I honestly think he could be a La Liga quality player. So let's pump some of these up a little bit and make the offer, and we'll just sit on that and see how they go. Let me show you some of the other players that I'm chasing a little bit. We need Llama Guess's intro stream. I don't know how that would work. I'd need somebody to test me. Otherwise, I'm picking the song, I think, aren't I? But I do. I don't know whether you've heard of a game called Hurdle. I do Hurdle every day. 80s I struggle with. 90s I'm pretty consistent with. And noughties I'm hit or miss. You Bet with Matthew Kelly was a wonderful show. Do you remember Hugo Emper? I do remember Hugo Emper. I loved that series too. Possibly the favourite series I've recorded. Joshua Brown is getting angry at that right now. Who else do I want to show you that I'm interested in then? Let's go to all my scouted players. Scouts are doing sterling work, by the way. Sterling work. Eric Laporte, no, wasn't him. There was a couple of other players who I liked the cut of their proverbial jib. I was half looking at Duvan Sandoval, but then when the ego landed and I got Ego Marino, I called on him a little bit. But I mean, he's a player that we could have signed on a free transfer. But I think with the youngsters that we've got in the team, I don't think we'll need a fourth striker. So I thought he was all right. Greeno, you just marked the passing of Matthew Kelly? No. Henry Kelly. Henry Kelly was that Going for Gold? Fabulous show. If they do resurrect You'd Bet, you'd go to Mulhern. They'd go to Mulhern, yeah. Thank you for the videos. As someone who struggles with depression, your videos and kind demeanour really make the difference. I tell you what, Kyle, no stranger to mental health issues myself, my friend. This is why I make these streams during the day, so that if anybody's just like working from home, unemployed, sick, just drop in for a couple of hours on an afternoon, spend some time with some like-minded people, chatting football, chatting FM. So it's a nice little oasis in my day. Hopefully it's a nice little oasis in other people's as well. I'm struggling to remember who the other players... Oh, the Icelandic boy. And it's not that Icelandic boy. It's the other. Okay, so if I go back to my recruitments, it's my Northern Europe one. Where is my Icelandic central midfielder? It's not you, sir. And it's not you, sir. By the way, I did have a good look at Titkoff as well. Go with me on this. Go with me on this. I'm thinking we could sign Titkoff and turn him into a right back. So he'd kind of need to play with these kind of stats. So pretty quick, turn of pace, crosses and dribbles beautiful for a right back, marking's good, positioning just about there, works really hard, tackling we'd have to work on. So he's a left winger currently, but he's right footed, fairly professional. I was thinking about bringing him in as a right back. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? JB, check out the first 5 to 7 seasons. What, did it get terrible after season 7 of Board Adventures? It's our kind uncle at his purest. Hang on, Joshua. Maybe kind uncle to you in not your early 20s. We don't know how old Kyle is here. Kyle, give us a little bit of an age update if you're willing. Because Joshua Brown's branding me your uncle. Craig, it does make a difference. Yours and Stinger's stream are a distraction for you at the moment from some pretty turbulent times. Well, Craig, sorry about the turbulent times. But that is absolutely what we are here for. And don't think that the people the other end of the camera don't experience turbulent times yourself. But obviously, you don't want me turning the camera on and going, huh. So, you know, we try and go live with a little bit of bounce and a little bit of energy. But another thing I'm just going to plug, by the way, if you ever want to jump into the Manager's Seat Discord, link down below. There is a mental health channel in there. So people post in there from time to time if they're struggling, if they need a chat, someone to speak to. People reach out via DMs or they chat away in the mental health channel. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. By the way, as well as being a teacher, I'm actually I have qualifications in teaching mindfulness as well. So I'm pretty big on the old mindfulness. If anybody ever wants any information on that. JB, Alexei Titkoff. Why do I feel like this is a message that if I read in full? Oh no. I was going to say he's going to be saying that he's not good enough. No. Alexei Titkoff is a must sign. Can flip him for a profit in the league if he doesn't turn out well. Interesting. I thought you were all going to rebel against me and say there's no way you can turn him into a right winger. Because he's going to lose a little bit of that potential by me retraining him. It takes up some of their potential ability to retrain their position. But if we could stick one on everything, I think there's a decent right back there. Mindfulness stream incoming, maybe at the end of your usual slot to calm us down. No, I won't take you through like guided meditations or anything like that. But if anybody ever wants a private little chat about it, I'll do that. Sleeping Dragoon's with us, by the way. Welcome in.
Evening, everybody.
JM thoughts? Yeah, right back. Right back. I know he's a left winger at the moment, but he's right footed. He marks, he tackles, he crosses, he dribbles. All right. JB says go for it. And JB knows his stuff. He's been watching me play for a long time. He knows what kind of player works well for me. 375,000. We'll start and end the bidding there. Okay. Don't need that anymore. Your mind is full enough, as is lots of people. Are you mindful or are you mindful? I often find that I am mindful. Terrible thing about mindfulness is that it works. So when it works, you stop doing it because you think, oh, I don't need this anymore. And then you realise, yeah. JM thoughts. You can see it. It's just a little bit out of left field. It's a little bit out of left wing, isn't it? But I think we could turn him into a decent right back. So the bid for Titkoff is in. But sorry, people, I'm searching for an Icelandic centre-back who I wanted to turn into a midfield. Here he is. He's at FC Köln. Arne Ulveson. Okay, go with me on this, okay? I'm thinking as the player who plays just in front of our back four. Stamina, strength, love it. 22 years old, so we've still got a year of development, maybe 2. Can pass the ball just about, but it's this. Tackling, positioning, teamwork, work rate, stamina, decision-making, determination, anticipation. Arne Ulveson, I think, just patrolling in front of our back four, consistent, loves the big games, always nice to have a leader there. JB, can we afford him? I've not been able to get a bid accepted for him yet. But I'm thinking if I put in some add-ons that will bankrupt the club later down the line, I think we could get him in there. Talis, I don't know about a DLP because of the vision of 9. And I play with my playmakers a little bit higher up the pitch. Simon, are these good enough for La Liga? That's a good question. It's a long time since I've managed in La Liga. It was Europa in FM... God, what was that? Was that FM 22? So I can't quite remember. But I think he's got the thing. So I'm playing a ball-winning midfielder on defend in front of my back four. Maybe that wouldn't suit him because the pace and the aggression. Maybe just being an anchorman or a defensive midfielder might suit better. But he's going to run all day. He's going to work incredibly hard. He's not getting caught out of position against good teams. He's making good decisions when tracking runs. His marking's just about there, but we could work on it. He's going to put in a decent tackle. His passing's not brilliant for a midfielder, but he plays short, simple passes, so he's going to retain possession of the ball. The stumbling block is the price and the contract. I realised that. But he just looked good to me. Ulveson's not creative. He's our Gandalf. So here's what I'm thinking. So he goes there where Dominic is. Although I think Dominic can play that role as well. But he just sits at the base of the midfield and then all of the creativities, the 4 ahead of him, he is just going to be like... I don't know, like John Stones. That's quite the comparison. He's going to be like England international, multiple Premier League winner, and now Champions League winner, John Stones. That's Arne Ulveson. I think he's moved around a little bit as well. 5.5 million Köln signed him for. I'm going in. I mean, let's just see. So 850 is not going to happen. I know this. Maybe we should have a quick chat with the agent. Maybe the agent will just say that he's not in the slightest bit interested. We'd like to know a bit more. He has some definite interest. Okay, he's interested. That's not a great indication on how much it costs, though, is it? 550,000 to 6.8 million. I mean, you could give us a little bit more than that, Colburn. All right, well, let's go in low then and just... They want 8.4 million. Well, they're not getting that. But we'll put 2 in up front. And we won't go for 6 monthlies. We'll go for 12 monthlies. And we'll stick 2 million in that way. Percentage of the profit from the next sale. I don't really want to give you any of that. And I don't want to give you any of the next sale price, never mind the profit. So let's exclude both of those. But we're going to have to put some more add-ins in there. So per league appearance for 20 games, I'll give you 10 grand a game. That's an extra 200,000. That's not going to sweeten the deal much, is it? How about I give you a bonus if we win promotion? And I'll give you 250,000. How are we doing? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Now we're getting into it. Oh, Leodamas, here we go. Need more llama set. Cool as a cucumber here, Leo. Got the old fan on. And the chat tell me they can't hear the microphone picking it up. So, honestly, cool as the proverbial here. I bet we're hot over in Belgium, though, aren't we? Have you touched 30 degrees yet? Dragoon, Germans always want a lot of money. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So, Köln aren't even a Bundesliga club anymore, but maybe a Conference League bonus. Yeah, because we're not going to win that. Let's see what we can do then. No, won't let's do that. But I could say you're right. If we win the Copa del Rey, which we're unlikely to do, I'll tickle in, what, another 250k if you bring this down, because they're asking, that's 1.6 million over 20 games. We can't do that. Let's get this down to 20k, so that'll be £400,000. I reckon that's a fair old offer, Curl. What are you saying? Oh, behave. Touching 30. Yeah, very, very warm. Thoughty, going into a meeting. Good luck with your virtual meetings with fake football players. Hey, who's doing the important work here, me or you? Okay, we've got to give them some more somewhere. Okay, how about we pump up these? If we win anything, we'll give you extra money. Make the offer. It's in. That's offers in for 2 players. Santander. Oh, yeah, I forgot that we're actually playing games, by the way, as well. An hour into the stream. Yeah, we're going to play some matches. I remember now. I remember how this all works. You actually play games of Football Manager for people to watch. Titkov is interested. Now, look, just before I get too deep into this, you can see this too, can't you? Okay. So if we ask him to be a fullback on support, I can't highlight those for you. So I'm going to highlight wing back on defend. And I retrain him as a right back. We've got 6 months to get him started on that before next season. So I reckon we could have him as a pretty decently established right back. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Help me. Just about got enough acceleration, certainly got enough agility, got enough stamina to do the job. Crossing and dribbling for a right full back, a dream. Even at a top level, a dream. 3 years of development, don't forget. Good personality. Marking, decent, we can improve it. Work rate, excellent. Teamwork positioning, decent, we can improve it. Tackling, decent. It's hard to improve tackling in my experience, but we'll get it up. Sai likes the work rate as a right full back. Okay, I'm negotiating a deal. Sai says good work rate, which is code for do it. Let's start the negotiations. Maybe a bit more tackling and pace, but it's serviceable. And at 20 years old, I reckon we can get that. We can get the pace up to 13, maybe 14, and over 5 yards. He's quick enough with his acceleration. Concentration is 9. You're right. You make a strong point there. Not ideal, that bit, is it? Good spot. Good spot. But as Joshua Brown says, we might flip him for 10 million after a year. In we go. Okay. He's a Finn, so I'm going to make the gross assumption that he can speak English. He wants to be a star player. Sure about that, son. Regular starter. Here we go. Star player. Important player. Oh, I'm going to anger him here, aren't I? I don't think you're going to be a star. Oh, clown. You're not a star player. You're someone I'm taking a punt on to try and turn into a right back. You're thinking. You play for HJK Helsinki, don't you? All right. We go for the Icelandic then. We go for the Icelandic. I wasn't interested in him anyway, as Sai rightly says. He got terrible concentration. Oh, whoa, no. No. What are you doing 4 million up front? How very dare you? Ah, nobody was interested in him. Nobody was interested. Sean, welcome in.
Evening, everybody.
Honestly, nobody's interested in him until I make a bid. And then what? Can't pop him with 4 million. What are they saying? Okay, so they're on the 20 grand. That's all right. They just want 800 grand after 10 appearances for Iceland. And he's going to make those. Ooh. That's a bit rich. 700. 700. Come on now. There we go. We're shipping out a youngster on loan for the rest of the season, getting a bit of game time. Partly I was also getting annoyed with how many clubs were bidding for him. Oh, hold on. Overson. He reckons... Come off it. Alright, they're in Ligue 1. They're about to get relegated, aren't they? Come on now. You're going to... Come on. You don't want to go there. But also Diaz. He's not interested. He's... Oh, but we're not going to be playing in La Liga Smart Band. We're getting promoted, Diego. Hang on. We've got a Chilean at the club. Vargas. Would you be willing to talk to Diego Diaz? Vargas is in the international setup. You two get along very well at international level and might help arm around. Go on. He'd be happy to. Leave it with you. Hello. Okay. Meanwhile, we are going to go and talk to Arne Urvesen. How many deals have you got over the line so far? You're going to be crushingly disappointed, Sean. We got Malachi Fagan Walcott in just on a 6-month deal to provide some cover for free. And he's not been very good. The board already had a deal in place to sign Niels Fröhling on 32k a week. And they've splashed 4 million on him with add-ons. I didn't even want him. He's very, very old. So I'm very disgruntled about that. And then I've managed to get a pre-contract coming in the summer. Ego Marino. Who I'm very happy with. So I think he's going to be good. JB, you had a player reject you at Eshelua because you didn't play in the Copa Libertadores. Well, if you're not going to qualify Belgian teams for the Copa Libertadores, you deserve to miss out on players. Ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. Fröhling is not old. He is 8 months younger than you. But this is 2032. 2032. By the way, so I tell you what, those have been 23 pretty hard years on Fröhling, haven't they? So Sean, yeah, I'm not thrilled about Fröhling. By the way, JB, kudos for typing on an English keyboard and putting the umlaut in Fröhling. Attention to detail, and I like it. Let me go and try and sign an Icelandic defensive midfielder. Here we go. Start negotiations. Important player. That's a little bit more realistic. Thank you. We'll play as a central defender. No. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, God, I've had 3 looks at that and it still hurts. £38,000 a week? A week? I know we're a much bigger club now, but goodness me. That sounds a little rich for my blood. Okay, we've got some negotiating to do here. Are you going to get any money of a transfer? You're not. Are we going to let you go for 18 million? We are not. Are we going to give you a 35% pay rise if we get promoted? No. Are we going to pay you 38k a week? I don't think we are. We can't do. 29.5. It does lack the Esperanto letters. You are true, and Esperanto is, of course, the language of our future. What? God, 1.6 million. You're having an absolute... I'm going to throw your agent 10 extra K to sweeten the deal. Okay. 30%. No. 25. And not 36 grand a week. 31. No, not 30%. And not 35 grand a week. 32. And we're in. Hello, Rook. 38k plus 7.7 for playing a game. I know. But I guess if we have aspirations of being a La Liga club, I have to get over my my reluctance to spend money. Hang on. After the successful conclusion of the meeting, Sebastian Vargas was asked to promote our club. He's spoken to Diego Diaz about the possibility of moving to Vallecano. Vegas tried his best, but Diaz indicated that he would choose a club solely on its merits rather than relationships, and appeared extremely doubtful. Is extremely doubtful a no, though? Well, I don't know. What happens now? There was no option. You remove and exclude appearance fees. Don't they just ask for more wages then? Who's ready for the first game of the stream? What do you mean you've been waiting an hour and 10 minutes for the first game of the stream? How dare you? If I'm paying you to be a footballer, I'm not paying you more for you to play a game. Hardliner, Rook. Hardliner, and I like it. Luke Hall. Morning, afternoon. I bet it's very early morning for you, isn't it? Welcome in.
Afternoon, everybody.
Everyone's favourite oregano with us. Okay, so I'm happy with the team. Let's get out there and see how this goes. Tough game. Do you remember when I introduced this fixture over an hour ago? Is extremely doubtful a no? Sounds like teenage Taylor Comms trying to pull the ladies on the weekends. Well, he didn't give me the option to offer him a contract, so not sure what happens next. Tanjung, Indonesia, 8 p.m. for you. God, it's nearly Tuesday. Tell us how Monday goes. You've seen the future. With the home team today. By the way, Talis, if you... Oh, no, Talis, you've gone for meetings, haven't you? If you're still with us, we're in our 3D kits. If your earning potential could be cut to nil every time you went to work, you demand an appearance fee. That's a good point, Joshua. Early highlight. Here we go. It's going to be a tough game, this one. Till, back to our goalkeeper. We're looking for a goalkeeper in the summer as well. I want to get to the summer, regardless of being promoted or not. I just want to get to the summer and have a good old clear out and a bit of a rebuild. There's a lot of people on very high wages who aren't really part of my plans. So I'd like to have a good old cull. Ah, there's the youngster. Oh, you're here. You're here, Talis. Yeah, I was just saying the old 3D kits are in effect. Looking very smart they are too. That's a terrible throw. Brilliant. Winners. Thank you. Plenty of men in the midfield. There we go. That's how we roll. We won it back. There's Guillermo. Beautiful ball. He's in. Yes! Guillermo sets it up as well. Goal! Guillermo is just a son to me. Look at this. Oh, he's cut through two defenders when there wasn't even a gap. And the other youngster, Francisco Javier, puts us 1-0 up. This team's above us in the league. Brace yourselves, people. Brace yourselves. Good start to the game as well, by the way. 6 shots, 2 on target. Here we go again. By the way, this is another reason why I've signed Ego Marino. We have a very low shots on target percentage. And we, Francisco Javier, I'm not sure he's necessarily a striker. He's more of an attacking midfielder. I've got him scoring goals. Here he is. I'm not sure he's a striker, all right? He's just bagged a brace in 26 minutes. But he can always drop back and be one of the attacking midfielders. And then when we bring in Ego Marino, he could be our starting number 9. 2-0 up, though. Whose assist was this? It's the Norwegian Askildsen. Oh, he's taken it on his instep and then volleyed it home. Who am I saying he's not a striker? That was nice. That was nice. And we keep coming forward. Here we go. Here's Rustil. Oh, tips over the bar. Or clipped the bar, actually. I thought it was a corner. He's clipped the bar. 2-0 up. XG of, what, 0.6? Not enough shots on target, though. 4 from 11. I want to be a bit more ruthless next season, come what may. Might need to have a look at the chances we're creating. Maybe they're not good enough chances. Fröhling. Terrible ball. Don't like him. Why have the board signed him? Not interested in him. This player I am, though. Guillermo. Fröhling. Boo! Ah, come on. I'm actually against Fröhling. I don't like his age, his wage, or how much the board paid for him. But that is a decent half of football. I think you're capable of even better. Fröhling is currently performing. How dare you be getting above a 7? And Rustil is playing terribly. Interesting. Alvaro Nunez is not playing well either. Okay, maybe some changes to make in the second half. Forgive me as well. We'd go up to third. And we'd be 3 points behind Sporting Gijon. It's not out of the question, you know, so far. We still haven't experienced defeat. We've only drawn 1 match since we came here. All the rest we've won, you know. I've said before, FM's very fickle. A losing run could be just around the corner. I think we got very lucky with our formation. Oh, it's 3. And once teams work us out, we might need to regroup and change. But 17th when we started and now 3rd potentially. Pretty pleased with that. Gentile. So this is our right-footed left back. Got forward. Teal's fouled, but Askildsen sweeps it home. Goal and assist for the veteran midfielder. Some decent teams in this division. Malaga, Gijon, Girona, Zaragoza, Oviedo, all big teams. Las Palmas, big old team. If we get up this season, it's going to be tough next year, granted, but it's going to be very exciting times because we're going to be at the Bernabeu. We're going to be at the Nou Camp. Oof. Coming up in 2 games' time is going to be a very interesting test, though. We're going to take on Athletic Club Bilbao. Oh, he's missed his hat-trick. This is why I'm not convinced he's a striker, you know. God, that was an easier chance than the 2 he scored. But that game against Athletic is going to be a good test. We'll have a look in a bit where Athletic Club are in the league. I'm imagining, and here's me saying we might need to make a few subs, and I'm busy talking about Athletic Bilbao. Let's make those now. Centre backs off, left back off, and a couple of changes in the midfield. Oh, Guillermo, sorry son, okay, not long for them to have a rest. 5 minutes, never mind. Oh, if we could get ahead of Sporting Gijon, we are right in the races. We've kept another clean sheet. That's 9 in the last 11 games. It's looking all right. By the way, I think I officially watched my last football match of the year last night. I was watching the Serie A relegation play out with Spezia and Verona in there. I'm absolutely bereft now. I don't think we've got any more football coming, have we? What's Gus Poyet up to? Was he managing the opposition that game? Oh yeah, Santander boss. 64 years old. Where's he been? So since leaving Greece, Real Zaragoza, and then Santander. England play. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember. I remember, JB. Oh, I've got tickets. I remember. J-League keeps going until October, but not on my TV, Rook. I don't know how you'd watch it in the UK. International games, but do they really count? They really do. I love it when England are in action. You got to remember, not all of us are Premier League fans. National team means a lot. If you're an Arsenal fan, you've got other things to cheer for throughout the season. If you're a Birmingham fan, you don't. Love the international break. Send the assistant there. Oh, what? You watch it on YouTube? Did not know that was a thing. By the way, we should probably praise that kid, shouldn't we? Just keep the old morale up. It's probably full anyway, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Okay. They stream it with English commentary. Is that on like the J-League's official channel? Do you know what? I might watch a bit of that if that's the case. I remember during lockdown they had like a Norwegian football on Eurosport in the UK. That was just a dream. Thank you, Rook. I'm going to check that out. I'm guessing so. Tanjung must be a similar-ish time zone to Japan. So, what if they have 3 o'clock kickoffs? That would be kind of early morning for us. And if they have an evening kickoff, that would be kind of like lunchtime-ish for us. By the way, look. What has happened to this Diaz character then? Because his mate had a word with him. Is it a hard no from you then, or what? Oh, well, it was acceptable a moment ago. What are you doing? That's another thing. The longer you leave these Wonder Kid South Americans, the more expensive they get week by week. J-League International is the channel name. That's getting looked up then. Not sure where you'll have it streamed. MLS. So yeah, we get MLS on one of the satellite packages that I've got. So yeah, still got MLS football. That'll be nice. It also has the past stream matches as well. Ryan, I remember during lockdown on YouTube, they had reruns of the old World Cup matches. By the way, I don't think we've ever talked Italia 90 on this stream. But there you go. There's a stream in itself. I could talk about Italia 90 endlessly. Without doubt, the greatest World Cup there has ever been. And I will die on that particular hill. Send the assistant. Valladolid are up next. And then we've got that Bilbao game. $14th for Valladolid. By the way, we've got deadline day coming up. And I've got to make a decision on this Icelandic player if he agrees to join. Am I willing to splash that much cash on a defensive midfielder? Definite puzzler, that one. He's not come back to us and said yes. Why are they? Okay. I'm going to say we're out with Diaz. Unless we get promoted. We'll go back for him if we get promoted. But otherwise, we're out. Guillermo is on a 9.5. Of course he is. He gets the handshake. What a boy. Every week he's improving. Oh. I think there is a La Liga player there. Tell me what you think. sometimes you get carried away when they've got arrows next to them and you think they're a bit better than they actually are. But attacking wise, creativity wise, I should say, looks really good. Maybe needs better dribbling, better finishing, better long shots. He's only just turned 18. Grenade throw. Behave yourself, Pokes. There is only one World Cup, and it was the 1990 World Cup. What's this? They want him on loan. Who even are you? Yeah, you can have him. Come on, Pokes. You say that's a grenade being thrown. Tell me a World Cup that you would say is the best of all time. What's been your favourite? What do you mean Italia 90 was before your time? I know for a fact that that's not true. 94 was your induction World Cup. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. You were 15 for Italia 90. I don't believe you started watching football at the age of 19. Nigel, finally able to sit down for a few minutes. Been running around since 10, picking up meds, buying furniture, food. Brief bit of respite before you start packing up. Not long till the move, though. Not long till the move, Nigel. Got to be excited. Look, what's a World Cup? 94 was on your patch. By the way, 2026. Are there any games in Portland for 2026? Is it one of the... Vancouver's got to be one of the Canadian cities, hasn't it, Luke? And that can't be a million miles away. Preparing to move in this heat. It's tough, isn't it, Nigel? You're absolutely right. Ryan Black, France 98 was a great World Cup. Great World Cup. Ryan, am I to presume that you're part of the Tartan Army as well, Ryan? Because great World Cup for Scotland. Beat Brazil, France 98. 2026 will be good. Mexico, Canada, United States. Financially, I don't think this is possible, but I'd love to get out there because Mrs. Llama's parents are obviously based in New Jersey, and there's going to be games in New York, I think Philadelphia, Boston and Toronto. Maybe not Philadelphia, maybe just Boston and Toronto. But that would be good. Luke, sadly no. The powers that be said your stadium isn't proper to host a World Cup or World Cup qualifier or, well, anything. That's a shame. Is there a city hosting World Cup games closer to you though, Luke? I mean, where would you'd have to go all the way down the coast, I guess, to... Well, I guess it's LA, is it? All the way down. That's not. Born and bred in Edinburgh, was good to watch Scotland play Brazil in 98. Not a big fan of the England game from 96. Yeah. Fine margins though, isn't it? You're a Gary McAllister penalty away. Seattle is a host city. Is that right, Sean? Ah, there you go then. So I mean that'd be worth I don't know what kind of drive that would be. An hour, 2 hours? For a World Cup game? Can you imagine going to a World Cup game? So you've got Seattle and Vancouver and the Bay Area. What stadium are they going to be using from there then? Is it a football stadium as opposed to a soccer stadium? Because the only club near San Francisco is it San Jose? Sean Hammond, 86 wasn't bad. Mexican wave and all that. That's the first World Cup I remember. But I was only 6 at the time. So I don't really recall watching that. Hand of God and stuff. I don't really remember seeing that. Italia 90 is my first. That opening game, Cameroon versus Argentina. 2 of the most fabulous tackles you've ever seen in your life. I think one was Benjamin Massing and another player who absolutely destroyed Claudio Caniggia. Beautiful. We're going to have to make a change at left back. Gentile is struggling. Might have to make a change at centre back. Ooh, Fagan Walcott comes in. Fröhling is also struggling a little bit. Got people struggling for fitness as well. Okay, well, I think we'll have to rejig the midfield a little bit then. So Fröhling comes out, Guillermo moves further forward, and Dominic moves back into midfield. That works. Vallecano versus Valladolid coming up. Here we go. Probably, yes, only big stadium. That area is owned by the 49ers. Seattle doesn't have a football stadium. They play in an American. What are they? Are they the Seahawks in Seattle? Is that their football team? I'm guessing they play there, do they? I mean, Boston doesn't have a football stadium either, do they? Do they play where the New England Patriots play, the Revolution? So I imagine they're going to be using a lot of... I mean, even the New York one, it's not the Red Bull Stadium, is it? It's back to Meadowlands, I think, isn't it? Giant Stadium. So yeah, I'd imagine they're using a lot of the football stadiums, which is brilliant because it means they've got huge capacities. So more fans can get to go and watch the games. Z, handsome devil. Oh, too kind, sir. Too kind. Welcome in.
Afternoon, everybody.
Z's with us. By the way, if you ever want to experience Z streaming, you won't find him under that avatar streaming on YouTube. He's over on the other brand as Bad Lip Twitch, or just Bad Lip, I think. So go and check him out. Sean Paul, Seattle is the only US stadium you've been to. You went to watch the Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos in a preseason when Seattle went on to win the Super Bowl. Do you know what? In all my visits to America, and there've been plenty of them, I've yet to visit during football season or basketball season. I always go in the summer months, which is good because I get to go and watch MLS games. Never got to go and see any football or any basketball. Yeah, Red Bulls. I've been to the Red Bull Arena. So that's in New Jersey. Is it called Harrison? I think the area of New Jersey it's in. A very tidy little stadium. Great atmosphere. As much as I am bitter that the Red Bulls stole the Metro Stars, who are the MLS club that I followed. Or hockey season, you're right, yeah. And I think hockey is the only... I think it's the only sport that New Jersey have a franchise of now. Is there a hockey team called the New Jersey Devils? They used to have the Metro Stars, gone. They used to have a basketball team, I think, called the New Jersey Nets, and they moved to Brooklyn. I think Jay-Z stole them. But yeah, whenever we go over to the US, we stay over in New Jersey. I'd love to go and watch football. Not soccer, as in American football. The New Jersey Devils, the only ones. And I'm going to whisper this quietly because I know Canadians watch this, but I'm not that fussed about hockey. Seems like a lot of people who have just really need therapy on ice together. Oh no, Domenech is struggling for fitness now as well. A lot of people, I don't know, were they cuddled too much as children or not cuddled enough, and then they all put skates on and just go and hit a bit of plastic with sticks? I'm going to get abuse for this, I know. Craig, I'm clearly wrong. Are you a fan of the stuff with sticks? That's a good chance. Pretty sure you used to play Italian IT computer game on the Commodore 64. No, we've conceded a goal. We're going to lose a game. Rockamora. No. I've not been behind in about 12 matches. The puck is rubber, is it? Sounds plasticky. You're a tomorrow. Okay, all the hockey fans come out. Here they go. Here they go. You're a Maple Leaf, not bothered by hockey, especially after the first round. If you're a hockey fan, you get that joke. I get that joke. Maple Leafs spend lots of money, but are rubbish, aren't they? Greeno, you're old enough to recall the 82 World Cup. Brian Robson scoring after 27 seconds. Northern Ireland, Spain. The classic Brazil versus Italy. Schumacher clattering Battiston. Good tournament. Greeno. I was 2 years old there. Thank you for referencing something that I'm too old or too young to remember. That never happens. Stadiums in the US picked for the World Cup are MetLife, AT&T, Arrowhead, Lincoln Financial Field, SoFi Stadium, Mercedes-Benz, the Energy, the Lumen Field, the Levi, the Gillette, and the Hard Rock. All NFL stadiums. That's a shame. Hasn't... Americans will know this better than me, but Atlanta, they've got a massive soccer-only stadium, haven't they? Or is that the Atlanta Falcons Stadium? I thought they had a purpose-built... Maybe that's Atlanta Falcons. Maybe I'm wrong. Distinct average. Fast, skillful, physical. What's not to like? Just doesn't do it for me. Basically, and 50 years since their last Stanley Cup win. By the way, the Stanley Cup, that's a trophy that's overcompensating, isn't it? Take a mediocre sport and give it a massive trophy, and then suddenly people care. Just recently, finally won a series in the first round. Samuel Rogerson, Philadelphia Union is the New Jersey MLS team. Well, not really. Not really. Pennsylvania, isn't it? Pennsylvania. The Metro Stars were my team. It is the Falcons Stadium. Hey, kudos for me that I knew that there was a team called the Atlanta Falcons. I don't really follow American football either. I could, if I let myself. I think American football could easily suck me in. So I choose not to. Anyway, look, I've got to concentrate on Football Manager here because we are losing a game to Vallecano, who are 14th in the league. And we're not playing very well either. 2 shots, 1 on target, 3 now with that corner. And my goodness, that was a poor first half. Thrash the arms. Terrible, sorted out. Oh no, what do we do? Guillermo's been booked. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I can't believe Nils Fröhling is the answer, but apparently Nils Fröhling's coming on. Domenech has been poor, but not as poor as Lecru, so maybe that. Fullbacks have been poor, and Fagan Walcott is always rubbish. Okay, so let's go Vargas. Vargas or Vegas, I'm still undecided. What else have we got? Hockey is far better than basketball. Strongly disagree. Which is really grim. You might as well not play the first 58 minutes. That I will agree on. Don't concede again. Oh, no. Linesman, do us a favour here. Linesman, do us a favour. Oh, damn it. No, I really like a bit of basketball, but you're right. There is no point in... I think it's only 48 minutes, isn't it, basketball? And they play 4 12-minute quarters. But yeah, they should just start at 80 all and then just go from there. But as a game, I do like it. Oh, no, we're not going to win this. In fact, no, let's not do that. Let's do that instead. This is a pain. Craig, what about the Sporting Spectacular that starts on Friday? You interested in that? What starts Friday, Craig? Help me out. What starts Friday? Lee, just switch on the TV and watch some adverts. You get 50% of the NFL experience. Do you know what? Whenever I go over to America, it's the summer and they're all in their preseason camps, and all of the media has started covering all of the football, and all of the talk radio and all of the TV shows. I don't understand it all, but it's fascinating, and I knew if I let myself, I could get easily sucked into American football. Fairly determined. Welcome, Wayne, Chris. Very late to the party. Not at all. Bang on time. Bang on time, young man.
Evening, everybody.
Samuel, whoops, you're from Melbourne, so your American geography is a little bit off. No, you're absolutely right, Samuel. Lots of people from New Jersey support the Philadelphia Eagles in American football. And obviously Pennsylvania and New Jersey border each other. So lots of people from New Jersey do support Philadelphia teams. Just not me. Disgraceful that you didn't know it was the Ashes. I didn't know it was the Ashes, Craig. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I used to follow cricket. I used to follow 4 sports. Football, cricket, tennis, athletics. And then when you have 3 kids, you've got to make some choices. And some sports you just had to bite the bullet on and stop following. And cricket was one of those. When I was in my 20s, I would sit and watch all 5 days of a test. Especially as a teacher, because they'd be on during the summer holidays. I'd sit and watch all 5 days of a test whilst working. But yeah, I'm well out of the loop. I used to go and watch Worcestershire play back in the olden days, but no, I'm afraid no more with cricket. I'm well out of the loop. Although I saw Moeen's been called back up for the Ashes. The beard to be feared. He's not with Worcestershire anymore, is he? But you've got to have Moeen. Which American state is No. He's from Melbourne. So he... Oh my God, we're 3-0 down. He's from Melbourne, so his American geography's not so good. New Jersey supports Philly because most New York teams are actually in New Jersey and don't recognise it. Like the Red Bulls. A lot of people say watching NFL is bad confusing, but what about Aussie rules? I know. I watched some Aussie rules a couple of weeks ago. St Kilda versus... My goodness, I couldn't make head nor tail of it. I mean, there must have been 80 people on the pitch. I mean, Samuel will help us out here. How many people play Australian rules football? They look like they were playing it on a cricket field. We just lost a game as well. I'm really cross about that. They play it on a cricket field, so it's massive. And there's literally 40 people on each side. They had cameras in the dressing rooms watching them warm up. And they were warming up by just punching each other on the arm. What kind of sport is this? And then they do this weird thing where they catch the ball and sometimes they stop. And then sometimes they run. And sometimes they hit it with their fists. And sometimes they bounce it on the ground. And they're kicking it. And, couldn't make head nor tail of it. Aussie rules is honestly I could not tell you the rules. And then sometimes someone has a shot and then people in really long white coats behind the goal do some little signal. I can't make head nor tail of that sport. 3-0 to Valladolid as well. That's really disappointing. They played a similar setup to us. Maybe we couldn't cope with that. Let's get some fines going. Week for you. Guillermo's already been fined. That must have been for his booking. He must be suspended for the next game. Askildson. God, to a man, they've played abysmally. I'm going to be fining this lot for ages here. Lacu's getting a fine. What's happening? And Dye's getting a fine. I knew it was a mistake bringing him in. He is a sulky little so-and-so. Fagan Walcott is rubbish every time he plays. He's getting a fine. Sierra Nevada. Oh, God. I'm fining 9 of the starting 11 here, and the only reason Guillermo's not getting fined is because he's now suspended for the next game and he's already been fined. And even the goalkeeper, absolute dross. Well, we saved some money this week. There we go. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. With the fines from that bad performance, maybe you can afford that one player. Well, I tell you what. He's been very quiet. I've all accepted that. still got a week or so to go until the transfer deadline. I've not heard a word from him. Oh, now Nottingham Forest want Ndiaye. £500,000, please. Come off it. £500,000. Nigel, you saw an Aussie Rules game at the Kensington Oval. Really surprised seeing it live, how positional it was. People remained in their positions even when the ball was at the far end. Interesting. I'm not giving this player away. If people want to come and make sensible offers at the end of the season, that's fine, but not £500,000. It's ridiculous. Does the money from the fines go into the club's overall budget, or the team's wage budget, or is it kept for the players' end of season party? I don't know. I don't know that. And after that heavy 3-0 defeat to Valladolid, we've now got Athletic Bilbao. We're not bouncing into it with the confidence that I was hoping. Plus, we also need to make a quick change to the training, don't we? Teamwork and defensive shape after the last performance, I fancy. Jablo, 18 aside. I thought it was a lot on a cricket field. 36 people on a pitch. Carnage. And I'm guessing they make substitutions in that as well. So do people just run on and off like they do in rugby? Because if they did it like in soccer, God, it'd take ages to make all the subs needed for that, wouldn't it? FIFA database save updates. Here we go, Rook. This is what we come to school for, this. 39 games into the season, 7 matches left. You're in 6, 9 points off the top. Got a youth intake. Some of them are better the players you're able to recruit. Bonus. Take it. Get some of your own academy products in. Beautiful stuff. I'm a little worried about this Bilbao game now. And I'm a little bit worried that this could lead to a bit of a poor run. Elche next, who are 6th after this cup game. Askildsen's now gone home with a cold. Great. Your team currently contains 15-year-olds and a 35-year-old. Perfect mix. Get the mentoring going. Oh, people are in for players again. If we were... Oh, no. This is another good player. Extremely interested in speaking to Bari and require convincing. I'm not opposed to letting him go for a bit of money. But obviously we need him for this season. Transfer date... End of the season. I'm locking that in. Now, get me up to 2 mil. With add-ons, get me to 2.5. And go on, we'll speak. Oh, okay. They will leave it till the end of the season. Get me up to 1.8 then. And get me up to 400,000 and we'll talk. And, there's another 200 grand there. We'll talk. All right. As long as I can keep him till the end of the season. I want to sell players and rebuild at the end of the season. He's going to be turning 30 anyway. That's the kind of transfer I'm interested in. Sell him but loan him back for the rest of the season. Or, yeah, I'm just quite happy for the transfer to go through at the end of the season. That's fine. As long as we get to keep him until the end of the campaign. Because when we saw how Fagan Walcott performed in the last match, disastrous. Okay, so we'll get him back in for today's match. Askildsen's got the sniffles and couldn't possibly play a game of football, so Guillermo in. I guess we're gonna have to play Frühling. He's coming in. Dominic Guillermo Lacu. And I want to make a change at left back. What's Gentile? There we go. Infer and die. Askelson's got to come out. There we go. That looks good. That's as good as we can put out there, I think. Tough game, though. At home. Athletic Club de Bilbao. I said we'd have a look at where they are in the table. And we've not done that. So let's try and start with that. Ninth. Which is pretty solid, isn't it? And what, they've won 4 of the last 5 and drawn against Betis, so very difficult. I'd imagine he's going to give our fullbacks a very difficult afternoon, isn't he? Ouch. Okay, well, I guess when we're looking to recruit to be a top half La Liga side, that's the kind of thing that we're looking at recruiting. Luke Hall, current save, moved on from EFK Utebure and managing Hibs. As usual, Celtic and Rangers are running away, but you're battling Aberdeen and Hearts for third. 10 to 15 games left. Come on, get European football. Then use the money to rebuild. First of all, you've got to break up the old firm. Just separate them for a couple of seasons. Get in the Champions League, build with the money, and then take them down. One of my favourite saves ever, Luke, was I did that with Strathspey Thistle, having started out in the Highland Leagues, and when you finally beat both Rangers and Celtic. Oh, best feeling in Football Manager. Apart from winning the Norwegian Premier League with a team of players that came through your own youth academy, of course, but here we go then. Athletic Bilbao. Until the last game against Valladolid, our formation has looked very, very solid. And then in the last game, well, that all fell apart. And I'm fearful that, well, we're going to get an absolute pasting at the hands of Athletic Club. And we're a goal down in 6. Cut through us. Cut through us. What is that pitch size? I don't know. I didn't get to select it because we joined Villarreal halfway through the season. Hang on, Fröhling. Javier. I know, giving the ball away again. Oh, good Lord. Do we get good money from the Cup? JB, I am really hoping so. It looks like someone stretched it in MS Paint, not MLS Paint. What, a bit long and thin for you, is it? Fairly determined? Sean, good spot. Goalkeeper should have done better. Conde's playing a 6.6. He's the only goalkeeper we've really got. But again, I am absolutely in the market for one in the summer. I'm looking at a really full-on rebuild in the summer. Since the goal, though, I mean, we've come back into it a touch. Here we go. Commentator's curse. Off the top of the crossbar. Yeah, this is why I'm quite happy to sell that defender. Just not until the end of the season. Oh, we've had header at goal. I tell you what, that first half did not go the way I thought it was going to go. After we went a goal down inside 6 minutes. A few of these shots are from reasonable. 4 with the feet. But we've not forced a save. No, not forced a save from the keeper. So, shooting's not been good. And Francisco Javier is on a 6.3. What do we do? Do we have a private word with just him? Maybe we try and... have faith in you. Okay, come on. Francisco Javier, because we just need a goal. I don't think they have replays in the Copa del Rey. But a goal could get us to extra time, penalties, whatever it is. It's dribbled on the line. Oh, I thought that was in. Oh, come on. We're in this game now. Come on. Come on, boys. Here we go. Dominic, give it to somebody more creative. Oh, you just got tackled. All right. All right. All right. Good header. Fröhling. Don't shoot. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Ignore me. Goal! I said it the moment he signed. I am so pleased the board got this player. He could be a star for us, Fröhling. Oh, that is a missile of a shot. All right. On the hour mark, we're 1-1. I always rated Fröhling as well. The board said, do you think signing someone who's about to turn 32 for all of the transfer budget and a huge chunk of wage budget, is that too much? And I said, no. He's exactly the player we're looking for. All right. Come on. Let's win it. Come on. Let's win. Here we go. Come on. Near post. Up, up, up. Oh! Oh, I thought that was drifted into the side netting. Okay. Fresh legs, perhaps. Fresh legs. Gustil is going to come off for Kev. Not a lot of game in those legs for Kev, but Sulky and Dion. And, Fröhling needs to come off as well. Okay, let's leave that one because he's just scored an absolute missile of a goal. Okay, 15 minutes. Encourage. We're going to have to make 2 more subs on 80. Okay, we're there now. We're doing well. We're actually performing well. Attributes only part of the story. Well, I guess we've got pretty good morale from apart from last game winning streak. Your backup goalkeeper just strained his neck doing a header in training. What? Fröhling's going to have to come off. What shall we do? Not you. Suarez, I've got a tune out of before. Okay. Suarez for Fröhling. And then it's got to be Dominic or it's got to be somebody in the defence. Yeah, you're not the worst right back in the world, so let's get you on for Nunez. Okay. Freshened it up. Here comes the heartbreaking Athletic Club goal. Does it? Or what's happening? Is it extra time? Is it pens? What happens? 30 seconds to go. Not like this. No. Oh, we've won it. Come on. Come on. Go on, boys. Go on. Get in. Oh, he's disallowed it. What? Oh. I thought that was in. Oh, right, okay. Into the dressing room. Oh, so we got extra time now. Didn't that look onside? Am I the only one? Right, okay. What's the team talk here then? They quite like it when I mention the media. Simon tipped me off about this, so let's go with that. And let's go individual. Javier, come on now. No pressure. Seemed relaxed. Come on. You're relaxed enough to go and score me the winner. I think he's the player that had the disallowed goal, isn't he, Javier? I don't know whether we've got extra substitutions that we can make as well. Well, we're going to need to make them. Okay. One there. We've got to make one in central midfield as well, haven't we? Every time we make a substitution, we're just weakening the team. Well, all right, we've gone from a 2-star to a 3-star, but the players we brought on in defence are not as good as the players they're replacing. Come on, one more chance. Oh, God, he nearly turned it through as well. We've played all right this second half. And we're coming again. Come on, let's recycle the ball. We're going to build it up from the back. If we're starting, we're in. We're in. We're in. Oh! No, no celebrating. No celebrating until we see it confirmed. Goal! Oh, yes, God. This is a proper club. This is 9th in La Liga here. Proper club. Okay. And now we have to have a little think. Have we got any? We've got no substitutions left, have we? Have we? No, didn't think so. Didn't think so. Okay. We've only just reached half time of extra time, and I've put just a little bit of time wasting on. Players are tired though. I want to slow the pace down. 108, 109, 110, 110. We're on 110. I can't make any more subs. It's just, when can I put full time wasting on? 116. When can I lower the tempo anymore? We could be about to knock Bilbao out here. Quarterfinals. Quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. And we didn't even have, great performances all over the pitch. Subs came in and did all right. Look at Suarez. Tell you what, makes you think. 19 years old. Might be able to do something with him. Oh, just not Bilbao out the cup. I think we might even use a bit of body language here. Outstretched arms. Oh, they loved it. They loved the arms. I gave them the Pope pose. Sevilla. Oh, this Rooney. I don't know how you're saying this. Barghi? What a player he develops into in Football Manager. Look out for Manager C videos later this week. Have the rest of the teams played yet? Oh, no, we're the first ones that have played. So we're through, Sevilla through, Madrid Betis, Barca Malaga, Atleti Gijon. Oh, it's going to be tough. Quarterfinals is going to be tough, but I tell you what, that's a win. Only 13,000 turned up for that as well. You're kidding me. Get more than that for a league game. Did we get a little? No, I barely got any money for it. Copa del Rey's not as highly valued, I think, as like an FA Cup, is it? I tell you, all right, I'm very disappointed with that Valladolid game, but otherwise, since we walked through the door at Villarreal, that's what we're looking at. And we've knocked Athletic Club out. And Copa del Rey quarter-final will be in, what, the game after Elche? Can we go forward a day or two and just see what the draw holds? I think everybody else has played their games yet, but let's have a little look. Quarter-finals. Oh, you're back. You're just wasting my time with that kind of offer. Copa del Rey quarter-final draw. There we go. Day before the Elche game. Who would we take? Would we quarter-final stage? Do we want an easy draw to try and get into the two-legged semi? Or do we just say, do you know what? We will take Real Madrid in a local derby at home right now. And that's where we'd be next stream. View the draw. Here we go. Copa de Su Majestad El Rey. Start the draw. First up. Home as well. Who do we not want? I'd take Atleti in a derby as well. What I don't want is like a Sevilla, because it's not any bigger a game than Bilbao and they'd beat us. Oh, it's Madrid. It's Betis or Madrid. God, that's a game for next stream, isn't it? Oh. So, when's the Madrid Betis game? Oh, they're not playing it until next week. The swines. All right. Well, maybe I won't be playing any offline. I think we could be coming back for a game against Real Madrid. I'll tell you what, here's the pledge. Here's what we'll say. If Real Betis perform some kind of miracle and beat Madrid and we end up playing Betis, I think I'll probably play a little bit offline. And when we come back Wednesday, I might have advanced a little bit. But if it turns out we're going to play Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey, I tell you what, I think that's where we got to start. Given that, a season ago we were in the third tier in French football, and then we're taking on Real Madrid at home. We've got to come back for that one, haven't we? That's a game for the ages. Arguably the first super fixture that we've had so far in this save. Thank you to everybody that is tuned in this afternoon. You are wonderful people, and I think you know that. We will see you on Wednesday, 1 p.m. UK, 8 a.m. US Eastern, evening time across Asia, late at night Australia. Apologies for that. We will see you all on Wednesday. Fingers crossed, Real Madrid get the job done against Real Betis, and we can start Wednesday's stream with the biggest game that we've had in the save so far. I'll see you then.